this wasn't ready yet. Yeah, it's been. The hurricane just passed by. The power went out once. Well, here it went out a couple of times in different areas. And that was before it showed up. But when it hit around 2 o'clock, it wasn't too, it was just flying rain and everything. It was too far away for it to really do anything here. Just knocked down trees and things like that. So luckily the power came back on when it started to come through. So yeah. So I don't know. All right. So this is the event. Calm before the storm. I had it written down, but maybe not. I better write that down actually. Things are gonna be. Priscilla finally showed up. I didn't think she was gonna come. It's really, it's not really clear where thing. I mean, of course, there's always something going on to some degree, but October, that's. Obviously, I thought November, obviously, probably political, but October. So we're still in September for a while, so October is where it starts to kick in. Whatever it is that needs to do what it needs to do. But there's actually the real title of this is astral connections. Seeing how those here that cannot really connect to those who are in the physical that much. It's society's asleep and on self-destructive path. It's really hard to get along with anybody here. Of course, they might not always see it that way. Cat. So you have astral connections. So kind of that's really going to be more of the theme here. Facebook wasn't working, so no, it's not working. It's down for whatever reason. I've been working 2 jobs basically, and it's finally caught up to me. So I'll keep this one kind of short. It's not the best situation that's going on, but I don't. It's doesn't mean it's going to be Middle East. It could be, but I haven't really kept up with that. But we haven't seen nothing yet. Wherever, we're October. I got November before, but obviously I get there first. October, what do they call it? October surprise and all that. I don't know about that. Well, Trump is still here for now. Is he going to leave or not? It's not clear yet. At least that's not from my point of view. It's like a maybe. He's a maybe. So if you find him on Twitter or something, it's like you might see it in the future. And he doesn't feel like he's himself at all. It feels like Trump. It feels like it checked out quite some time ago. So whoever that is there, it just doesn't seem like it's him anymore. It just seems, I don't know. I mean, he's like 79. It's like, give the guy a break, right? If we have a president that's 100, I wouldn't be surprised if we do that one day. We're already doing this. Might as well take it to the next level. But either way, it's we're in some odd times with that. So, all right, just gonna make this one quick. So we're going to more astral energies, astral connections. Why those come through? Like some people, I feel like those. I can get visits from astral, but it's a lot more than just a visit. It's like a actual connection, friendship, and so on. And we'll go more into that. Um, it doesn't happen to everybody, obviously. I mean, some people have been doing it for some time. Um, then you have so many spiritual gurus that are like their brain just fell out of their head like 10 years ago. But anyway, um, yeah, so we'll go into some of that and we'll just keep it kind of short for this one. So it's here. Just, yeah, I thought she was going to sit this one out. Fritzy is. Fritzy as usual. So, okay, right. Here we go. All right, what's this? Greens, we have Palladians. To give you a point of view of astral connections that's occurring. Now, why would a astral being start to connect with you more? Normally, it has like you might be going crazy is part of it. Uh, the other is that you're meaning like you just had enough and you can't connect to this reality anymore, and you're not getting much help. So someone will come to you, not necessarily rescue you, but maybe something like that, or always have some kind of human touch where you can't connect to humans here physically because humans are so out of touch. At least on some of your wavelengths that you're here to bring in. Doesn't mean you have to focus more on the astral connections. If you can make a human connection, they're both important, but that one is very important to just go with what you're attracting. But not everybody can attract the human connection, obviously, because you want all their problems to be your problem. That's not always the case, but there are cases like that. So you just want to keep your road as clear as possible so you can connect and do what you need to do here, and you don't need to deal with everyone's, the soap operas. So the astral connection, and for those of you that are evolving into the fourth dimension, it's nice, yes, to have it happen gradually, have it happen on its own. You don't have to go keep reaching for it and just like nothing's ever happening. There's reasons for it. It's like you have a physical realm, you have a sandbox there, go play with that right now. You can go to the astral realms, but the astral realms are connecting to you, out of nowhere. Like you're not looking for it, and all of a sudden you have it. That's the same thing like with the alien connections, but this is a bit more. This is more like the friendship connection. This is more like the, like the soul connection. And when that occurs, there's definitely a reason for it. Yeah, you can be drowning in this reality, and you probably know it, but you could really be drowning in it. So you do get assistance, and you might have met this person's human version that's connecting to your astral. Now their human version is just a complete disaster. And so, but that shows there's, if you do connect to their astral self, and this is common for those of you that are connecting, this isn't always the case, having their human self as a disaster, but it does exist. In that case, some of the individuals who get so fractal, so just, like they just cannot come into themselves, like come together, and just, you could say grow up, you could say. There's something, it's like a soul can explode. And that's how it gets fractalized. It's like it just doesn't, through traumas, through its own, bad decision making, and just having trouble loving itself, so it blows up. When it blows up, it's connected to many people here. That's why some people feel like they've been Napoleon in a past life and things like that. Well, yeah, you probably were there with them, energetically, and along with who knows what else, Martin Luther King, and so on. And be surprised. It doesn't mean that you're there as a negative energy. It's just that you're there. This person's got it taken care. Got it together. Maybe. I'll ride on their shoulders for a while, something like that. But yes, it's almost like a tragic story where all the fractal beings that are here just can't seem to come together with themselves. So that's why you have these connections to this astral connection that you make can help with that. It doesn't mean you have to make your focus on your own your path. But connecting to a fractal soul doesn't mean they hold you back. They can, but it doesn't mean that's always the case. So those of you that are making like an astral relationship, there's a high possibility that they have a version here that just cannot get it together. And many of you are evolving, and you know these souls from other realities. And yes, of course, on another reality, it's a lot better. But here, this world is the soup of manipulation. Well, the devil's den. It's not entirely a way of calling it, but it has a way of mismatching a soul, like it to scat, as you know. And imagine some of you, you just feel like your own soul's been fractured here, fractalized throughout this planet. So especially go through traumas, as people pull out of their body, they actually sometimes make other versions of themselves, but those other versions are here. They're just connected to other people here. And there are rare cases where when you get fractal, you jump into a whole nother body. Like you're an adult, but now you're a kid. It's very strange there. So if a soul goes from an adult to a kid, it leaves their body, and now there's somebody else to take over their body. Now they're in a child's body. And unfortunately, it's like, for some, it's like trying on clothes. It's like, okay, I tried this out for a while. Okay, if it doesn't work, I'll jump somewhere else. It's probably more common than you might realize. These are like extreme situations. But it gives you an idea of the black hole frequency of this planet, how immense it is, of how lost it is, and society in general. Obviously, you talk about this in your regular Joe, they have no idea what you're talking about. Because society, it's not like it's asleep, but it is kind of like there's not really a word here for it. Well, to say it's not really asleep. It's under some like hypnosis. Sleep is not a right word. Even hypnosis, there really is no accurate word to describe it. I mean, they're aware, but they're still kind of in a sleep state, being pulled into this, matrix realm. So it's like life is a dream. So you're kind of in that kind of a dream hypnosis for you. Now, many of you are spiritually, connecting or disconnecting. You're outside that car of the society being pulled into different direction, into this manipulative energy. It's kind of like you're in a car wash, but you step out of the car, but you're not in. You might not even get wet at all. It's like, so you're like, here's your body, but you're outside the manipulations, but you're still. Either way, you find a way through it. Let's put it that way. You're not getting hit like everybody else. You're getting different hits, yes, because you're seeing more of the astral energies. You're getting more attention from them. So because you're outside this earth realm, technically, you're in your body, but your soul is more outside the earth realm, but your consciousness, you're still in the earth body. You haven't left, but you're still kind of you just become more aware. It doesn't mean that you have to fully connect to your astral realms. That's not. You don't need that, but you're aware either way. And so you're connecting. So basically, it's that this is the future human, that more society will eventually engage at some point. And so and so connecting to fractured souls, like, why are you attracted to that fractured soul? Well, there's a deep connection there, but also, it's like you're, not that you're trying to save a soul, but the soul has to want to be helped. And if it's just the astral, so be it the human. Yeah, it's one thing about, so the human, like if you're around toxic humans that are just like, there's a connection there, but they're just out of it. It's good to step away from that, because what happens with that, a soul, because first off, the soul knows you left, like you threw that whole connection away. For example, they threw that connection away with you, and so it's almost like the experience with them, depending on what happens, kind of dies away. Like it just like that's why sometimes a person dies quickly too. It's like, okay, well, obviously I can't get my act together, and do I want to keep going on like this? They might for some time, but then it's like, okay, I'm done, and just leave. So it's kind of like they have to kind of run into one, roadblock. They create all these roadblocks. Not everybody, their regular society doesn't even notice it either. Many of you could probably see it, and that's a whole nother story there. But for souls that just have trouble evolving, fractured, they just, the darker version comes into them, and then just the darker version, like you have this light, like you connect to a person, and they're a good person, and then all of a sudden they're evil. Well, that the evil one that's there gets bored. After it gets rid of you, it just sits there. Okay, now what? And sometimes another being comes in, or they just leave altogether, just shut, the body just dies out. Doesn't mean they just die just like that. Sometimes another one might come in, possibly. It could be a little struggle because the idea is to fight you off, and now you're gone. It goes like, so I'm doing this human thing now. What the hell do I do with it? So it's not. It'd be fascinating if you can see it. How the timeline, you obviously astral, you see it, but here is not even worth being involved with. But it's like a whole nother. It's quite the journey. And why would a darker version come in? Because, it doesn't always deserve it. It deserves a better life. It's just like it kind of hates itself, or does hate itself completely. It doesn't know self-love. So you go in there and give it love, and it's like, no. I have to be in my own misery. And even if it has no purpose to it. But you think, it's kind of, doesn't mean like you're saving the soul, but the soul has to want to find good in itself, let's put it that way, where it doesn't have to continue with this anymore, because it might not always see itself as having good. So, because it's put us on a persona of being accepted. It's a lot of layers to this. Yes, we're speaking about parents can be like this, friends, and so on. It goes on and on. There's just so many different layers to this topic, but as you evolve, you see more of it occur. It's kind of spooky, you could say, but it just shows you are evolving outside this earth realm. Yeah, you don't have to tell the regular individual, common people. They might see a movie on it, but that's about it. So, blessings.